No, I'm never ready.
We never are. That's
Do I know
why.
what I'm going to say? No.
No, we never do. That's
No.
what makes it so magical. It's not planned. It's not prepared.
It's just a yes and conversation.
It's
Oh,
Tyler. Walkie-talkie. No, don't worry, Tyler's right here. He is. How did he get named? How did he get renamed, Tyler? You just think he looks
I
like
just
a
thought
Tyler.
it, you know.
It's the hair.
Yeah. He's not giving me alphabet energy. He's giving me angry white boy Tyler energy.
It's like wouldn't that then be the wizard?
The wizard. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Oh, watch out for those wizards behind the curtain, man.
But we can't call him Jeff.
Fuck, man.
Well, we can't call him Jeff Goldblum.
We could. We could call him Jeff.
We could call him Jeff.
Jeff. Yeah.
If
Welcome to
It's Nothing. It's Everything.
I'm Tori.
I'm Kimberly. Hi, guys. You're back here once again for some ungodly reason. And thank you.
God. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, brother.
Thank you.
We've now moved into the unhinged Tori style of communicating.
Hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah, brother.
I didn't
We're
realize.
brother cousins.
Oh no. Oh no.
If you hear banjos, paddle faster. What's that from? Deliverance.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've actually never seen that movie.
Me either. Let's have a watch party. Come on.
I knew you were going to say it and I said,
watch
no.
party.
Now, maybe it wouldn't be so
Let's
scary
do it.
because I don't know if I could watch Kathy Bates go full Kathy Bates.
We could do it in daylight. I know. She's scary.
It would have to be in daylight.
She's scary.
But to be fair, we used to have a tradition that on Halloween, I do not like scary things. I will not watch scary things. Scary things need to not live in my life. Because I already have that brain.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm like, no, I'm just trying to survive. Okay.
Just trying to survive.
And I
Living in
will
a house with a
outlive
man
everyone.
Who could, what did you say he could do?
What?
Patrick? He could.
I mean, haymaker me? Yeah. He could just, and just, I would be done. I would be like the mushroom from Mario. Just boom.
Straight. Yeah.
Just, and well, but I'm saying it now. This is just me front loading. This is me saying, I'm going to say it now. So if I ever come with a squished head or
we know what happened.
You'd be like, well, it was my husband. No.
That would not be my first assumption.
Of Pat?
I would no, I'm just saying if I saw you in that condition, my first assumption would not actually be Pat.
But no. Because he's such a gentle giant. But my mom asked me that. She's like, why are you like this? With like my murderino mind. Like I'm always like thinking I'm catastrophizing
because
all the time.
Grew up in a generation where all the kids were getting snatched all the time.
Yeah, milk carton babies.
All the time.
Yeah, and or, I mean, she asked because we threw one of the kids a party. I think I talked about this earlier, and she was just like, when did they get to the age where like the parents just drop them off?
Yeah, no, we don't.
And I was like, I think we're past that. I don't think that's a thing anymore because and she's like, why? And I was like, because kids got fucking diddled and shit back in the day.
Yeah.
They got bullied. They got all the bad things.
Yeah, because parents, and this is not pointing fingers, parents let other parents be in charge of their children without learning anything about their parenting styles.
Oh,
and I'm not down for that. Did I get spanked at someone else's house as a child? Yeah.
Shut up.
Am I gonna ever put my children in that position? No.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you really?
I sure did.
You got spanked?
By someone else's parents? Yeah, girl.
Fuck that noise.
Yeah.
Shout out to my buddy Steph who sent me. I'm just gonna I don't know if we actually want to talk about this, but she sent me the generations.
I have no idea what it's about.
Yeah, well, let's talk about each generation's parents in response to the one that came before it. So they internalize some values, reject others, and adapt to the cultural and historical moment they live in. That parenting is never created in a vacuum. It's part of reaction, part of inheritance. So like the silent generation, which was born from 1928 to 1945, which was raised in the Depression and World War II, the generation prized conformity, stability, and sacrifice. As parents, they often emphasized obedience, order, and respect for authority.
Mhm.
Work ethic and duty were paramount. The silent generation's impact on the baby boomers.
Mhm.
Boomers grew up with structure and restraint, but also with a desire for more freedom and self expression.
Mhm.
So the boomers came to the age of the civil rights movement and the Vietnam War and sexual revolution. So many of them pushed back against their parents because they didn't want conformity, right?
And then so many doubled down.
Yeah, so by the 1980s and the 90s, which was the Wild West, parenting tilted towards consumerism, competitiveness,
Mm.
and prepared kids to get ahead, quote unquote.
Uh-huh.
So the baby boomers and their impact on Gen X, which is Gen X was born 1946 to 1964. Gen
No,
X absorbed
baby boomers were born. No.
no, baby boomers were born 1946 to 1964. I just said that.
So Gen X would be
So baby
Gen
boomers
X
and
is
their
80s,
impact on Gen X.
but we're millennials. Gen X is 80s.
Gen X is from 1965 to 1980.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah. So the baby boomers on the Gen Xers absorbed both the drive for independence and the experience of sometimes being the latchkey kids. So,
That's confusing because boomers didn't birth Gen Xers. Boomers
but see,
birthed.
this is when I read this. I'm reading off something
Okay.
because she sent me like all these slides.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm being a dick.
I don't think so. If it's confusing to you, then it's confusing to our listeners. So, I mean, but Gen X children absorbed both the drive for independence and the experience of sometimes being latchkey kids. So the parents at work and less hands-on involvement. Generation X, 1965 to 1980. Gen Xers often describe growing up with less supervision. As parents, they wanted to provide more presence and balance. Their parenting styles are pragmatism, resilience, and giving children choices. Who knew? And then, God, Gen X to the millennials. They grew up in an environment more focused on participation, support, and affirmation. So millennials, which you and I are.
See, but I didn't get that environment. I grew up very much in a boomer environment by my baby boomer parents. I was a latchkey kid.
So your parents are how old?
They were born in 55 and 56.
That's the same year my parents were born.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's what's confusing
Yeah.
to me about this is like I didn't have Gen X parents. I had boomer parents, but I had the Gen X experience of being a latchkey kid and independence being really
I had both.
deeply imparted. I did not have the experience of like
support,
participation.
Yeah, because it says millennials came at the age of 9/11, the Great Recession, and the
yes.
explosion of digital technology.
Yes.
Right? So they tend to emphasize inclusivity, mental health, work-life balance, and collaboration, safety, both physical and emotional.
Oh, that sounds right.
Yeah. And so the millennials and their impact on the Gen Zers. So I think it depends on like where you are. If you're like early millennial, right?
Yeah.
Compared to early Gen Zers, I get them all very confused.
Yeah, this is also assuming that every generation is having children 20 years later, which is like not how it.
Right. So like if you're a Gen Xer, because our parents are Gen Xers technically, right?
No, they're boomers.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So I think I got a little bit of both. So I think it depends on how young your parents are when you
and also like
born.
the environment that they grew up in and the culture that they're surrounded by and the geographic location in which they reside and because
my parents are from San Fran, so like it was a lot of like love and blah blah blah, and then
not mine.
But then my dad, who's went to the Navy and was a pilot, and that was where authority came in. Right. And so we weren't full latchkey, but we had some latchkey moments for sure. But I think that we did get.
You had present parents.
I had a present parent.
Yeah.
Gen Zers and Gen Alpha. Like, did we just go all the way around? It's so hard. Millennials and their impact on the Gen Zers. Gen Z and now Gen Alpha experience a parenting style steeped in attentiveness, protection, and advocacy, but sometimes critiqued as the helicopter parent.
Well, yeah. Yeah, which is
Mhm.
also a spectrum. I have 2 different schools of thought about that, but I'll pause until you get through it.
I think this is the last. I mean, there's like so much more, but um, today's pushback and inheritance. So inherited value, work ethic still matters, but it's reframed as balance and purpose rather than grind and sacrifice.
Preach.
Rejected values, harshness, authoritarian discipline, or children should be seen and not heard.
Yes.
And then the new emphasis, emotional intelligence, which, yeah, never heard of fucking emotional intelligence till I was
No.
in now
I mean,
time.
plenty of those earlier generations that you listed still think that that's like woo-woo brainwashing to talk about emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
Like what better display of disconnection from reality and acknowledgement of
Mhm.
your own experience.
And then so emotional intelligence, safety, inclusivity, and student voice. Who is this from? I'm trying to figure out who this is from. Because she sent me just screenshot. It's from Chaos to Context.
But I love that though, because
Yeah.
it is you can follow it is a paper trail you can follow.
Yeah.
Although my experience as a millennial who came from boomer parents is very much how that portrays boomer parents and what they passed along to their children.
Mm.
And then how we have made changes and updates to our parenting styles based on the experiences that we had as children. It's so fascinating, the study of
It is
humans.
really fascinating. Part of me that gives me a lot of hope that like the kids will be okay.
Yeah, this is evolution happening IRL.
But I'm also like, everything is circular.
Yeah.
And what does
And
that
cyclical.
cyclical? Thank you.
Yeah.
We got there.
But if we have learned anything from our own lives, because I watch patterns in my life go in circles often, is
Mhm.
that like every time I come back to the same or a similar point in the circle, I have new information
See,
and it looks different.
see.
So that's my hope.
Which is
at
essentially
least.
what reincarnation is.
Yeah.
I mean, that is, we're
Yeah.
just being reincarnated many a time in our current lifetime.
Yeah. Yes.
It's crazy.
And here's what I have to say about helicopter parenting.
Yeah.
If you are going to be quick to label somebody a helicopter parent, 1, you should know what the definition is. And 2, any label, right? Like any label or any criticism of somebody's parenting style, it's just
Mind your business.
mind your business. Mind your business.
Yeah.
Those aren't your children to raise.
No.
Be responsible for your own.
Yeah. Which leads us into, I think
It's a great segment.
yeah, thank
actually.
you. I think leads us into how we are trying to have the tough conversations of sexiness, the birds and the bees
Yeah.
with
And
children nowadays.
yeah, and not do it in the way. Oh my God. Okay, wait, hold on. I have to tell you the story. Oh my God, Tori. Okay.
Is this a story I think you're about to tell?
Yes.
Yeah,
This,
okay.
This podcast topic came about last week because I was like, oh my God, we have to talk about the birds and the bees because Dot is asking me. And I literally texted you that in real time as Dot was asking me because she's asked about babies
Yeah.
and, you know, how do babies get made? And I've always been very technical with her. And I started from the beginning. So you know how I have a period because she has seen both myself and Roslyn. And she knows, right? She lives with us. She's seen the blood. She knows that we're sick. She knows, like, she understands how it works. And I'm like, so you know how your sister and I have periods. We have a period because in our body, in the bodies of people who have periods, there are different body parts than people who have penises for the vast majority of us. And so when we're having a period, it's because inside of our bodies, there's a vagina and there's a cervix and there's a uterus and there are fallopian tubes and there are ovaries. And inside the ovaries, there are tiny little eggs. And there's one egg that comes out every month and it either stays in the uterus and turns into a baby or it leaves the uterus and it comes out in the blood. And then the cycle starts over again the next month.
Is she like fully invested in that conversation?
No.
Cool.
No,
That makes me feel better
no.
because, like, I would say that and both my children would be like, "But, like, what are we having for lunch?"
But I'm not going to change my messaging because she's not invested. If she's not invested, that tells me she's not ready to learn more, and that's fine.
Mm.
But I'm not going to be like, oh, it's just because and then the stork comes, and I'm not playing
No.
that fucking game.
Mm.
Because she deserves to understand how her body functions. That's
Mhm.
like autonomy 101. So, like we've had that conversation a couple of different times, and of course it doesn't really go anywhere. And then she comes up to me and she goes, last week, she's like, so when a baby decides to grow in your belly,
Mhm.
how does it get out?
Mm.
And I was like, ooh, good question. So, it grows in your belly, and then when it's ready, it comes out your cervix. Your cervix opens up to let it out of your uterus, and then it goes through the vagina, and then it comes out of the body. And she was like, "Where's your vagina?" And she was like, "That's not your vulva." And I was like, "You're right, it's not." So then we go into that, right? And then she's like, "What?" She was like, "Can you show me what my vulva is?" And I was like, "Well, what do you mean?" So we're like talking about how there are different parts of the vulva, and I have plushies of
Right.
female
Not
anatomy.
everybody has the plushies,
No,
you know?
no, but so I'm telling her like, we're downstairs in the bathroom, it's bath time, and or she's going potty or something. And I'm like, I'll show you, like I have the plushies upstairs in my office. I'll show you another day. I can show you the plushies. We can talk about all the different parts of your vulva.
Mm.
We'll go over that. And she's like, "Can you just show me on my body?" And I was like, "No, that's not that's not because I want to be able to touch and like point to the parts, and I'm not going to do that on your body. That's a part of your body that only you should be touching." And she was like, "Well, yeah, and you and data." And I was like, "Well, we only really touch it like if we're helping you with we're helping you with a health issue, right? Like if you have a rash or if you have something that hurts and we have to look at it, but we're not like touching your vulva for fun, right? It's not
Yeah.
just something that somebody does for no reason." And she goes, uh,
Oh, no.
yeah, she goes, well, at my old school, kids used to touch my vulva all the time. Or no, kids used to always try to touch my vulva. And I said, okay. what do you mean? And she was like, kids were trying to touch my vulva all the time. And I was like, what okay. Or not kids, sorry. She didn't say kids, she said people. She started out by saying
Oh,
people.
no.
Mhm. And so then I'm like, what people? Like teachers, like
Yeah.
kids, like parents, like what people are trying to touch
Mhm.
your vulva? And she goes, I don't know, kids, like first graders and second graders and 10th graders. And then I'm like, okay. Uh, Unreliable narrator, understood. There are not 10th graders at her elementary school. And also, like, I'm still deeply concerned.
Yeah.
And I'm like, where are first and second and 10th graders touching your vulva? Is this on the playground? Is this in the classroom? And she's like, oh, in the bathrooms. And right. And so like my fucking rage is like climbing
Yeah.
by the millisecond.
She's starting to
She's starting to
boil.
boil. And
It's a simmer.
oh my God, this is it.
Yeah.
This is the
We've talked about that on the pod.
this is that moment.
Yeah, we
This is that
forecasted
moment
it.
where I'm gonna go full
Nuclear.
blackout.
Yeah.
Like blackout rage and do irreparable damage. Like this is the moment.
Mhm.
But I'm like, okay, fine. If I don't stay calm, I'm not going to get to the root of this. So I have to keep staying calm so that she feels like she can keep sharing
Yeah.
and I can get to the root of what the fuck happened to her.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. I'm like, so can you just help me? Like, I'm just trying to imagine. I'm like, imagining like you're in the bathroom. Why are other people in the bathroom with you? And she was like, well, we have they have like the shared bathrooms where it's like one bathroom and then a bunch of individual stalls, but it's gender neutral bathrooms. And I'm like, okay. So I'm like, is somebody in the stall with you? And she's like, no, it's just like when the kids walk by and they always stick their hands under the door. They're trying to touch my vulva. And I'm like, oh, I was like, okay.
Oh my God.
Cool.
My vulva just relaxed.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay, just still not willing to like move forward with any assumptions. And I'm like, okay, when they're sticking their hand under the door, what are they doing?
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, they just like when they can see somebody's in there, they'll just like wiggle their fingers at me and like make silly noises and then move on. And I was like, oh, so they're just like being silly.
Yeah.
Because you're in a bathroom stall with the door closed and they can see that there's somebody in there and that's funny to them that there's another person in the bathroom with them. And I didn't say that. I didn't lead her, but I'm just like, okay, so are they being silly or does it feel scary? And she's like, no, they're being silly. And I was like, okay. And has anybody ever been in the bathroom stall with you? And she was like, no. It's like, okay. Has anybody actually touched your vulva? She was like, no. Why would they do that? I was like, okay, just trying to make
Yeah.
sure we're all good. Just trying to make sure, I just want to make sure I clearly understand what your experience has been like. And she's like, I don't let people touch my vulva. I was like, great.
We
So
love that, girl.
great. So then everything's fine. And I just had a full blown fucking
Yeah.
like rage attack for no reason. Cool. But that's my fun story of what it's like to communicate with a 5-year-old where their perception of reality is so different and they can say something seemingly so innocent because they have no context for what the reality of what they're saying means.
Yeah.
But I do. And so then I just like full blown, I'm like, burn it down. When really what she was trying to say is when she goes potty,
Yeah,
sometimes
kids
people
be silly.
wiggle their fingers into the bathroom stall and go,
That reminds me of a story when I was probably 5. I was around the same age. And it was, we were doing show and tell. And or like, anyway, the teacher came to my mom. And she was like, yeah, so during show and tell, Victoria said that her daddy puts his privates in her face. Just want to let you know that's, we might want to, like,
I want to deal with that.
we might want to dive deeper with that. And so for context, my mom worked there too. So she like knew this lady. And so they were like talking about it. The night before, I'd had an asthma attack in my bed. And my dad, who used to sleep in the nude, he might still, I don't know, but he ran in and scooped me up to get me to the hospital.
Yeah.
No time to put on shorts.
Sure.
And so, but like, so I was like, my daddy put his privates in my face. He didn't, like we all thought. But
Thanks for clarifying.
yeah, it was just like,
out of the mouths of babes.
Yep.
Ugh.
Makes for good stories.
Makes for
Tell on your
great
podcast later.
stories. Yeah, so good.
God, the vulva. So great.
Yeah. So I choose to discuss science with my children when they ask about science.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that a lot of people think that science is the enemy, and I'm not here to debate that. I disagree with that, and that's my stance. And when both of my children have asked about babies, I start with the very basic foundational information, which is that inside of your body, there are eggs. And if those eggs get fertilized, they can turn into babies. And those babies can grow to full term and then be born and then be babies living on the outside. That's usually like my first step is
Have they gotten to, how does it get fertilized?
Dot hasn't. Rosalind did, years ago at this point.
Yeah.
But then to me, the next step, and I'm like, with both of them, once they start asking questions is when I'm like, okay, now you're showing enough curiosity that we're going to start to talk about how your actual body functions, where the uterus is, where the ovaries are, how the eggs move from the ovaries through the fallopian tube into the uterus, what happens in the uterus when the egg is no longer viable to be fertilized, what that looks like. And now she understands what a period is. And I made sure that she had that knowledge ahead of actually having a period so that she didn't wake up one day and see blood in her pants and freak the fuck out, which still happened.
Yeah. I got my first period when I had the flu. So I was throwing up and bleeding out the bottom. And I was like, and my parents weren't in town.
Oh my God.
Crazy aunt was taking care of me. And I was like, I'm not going to talk to her about that. And so I think I just like, I don't remember.
Dealt with it?
Yeah. I was just like, I don't know. I don't remember what I did, but I remember being like, is this death?
Yeah.
Am I literally internally bleeding from throwing up? Like, what's happening? Yeah.
Poor little Tori. That's terrifying.
I think, and my mom's very open about talking about stuff, but I blacked it out.
Sure.
So
that's fair.
Yeah.
I
mean, I used just like pads. I was like, I'm not going to put anything up there. Are you fucking kidding me?
No, I remember the first time I tried to use a tampon. I didn't even read the instructions. I was like, just figure it out.
I was just like, no, I'm not shoving anything. What do you talk? Like, I wish I had like more anatomical, Like, I didn't know for the longest time I had 3 holes.
Yeah.
No idea.
That was one of the things that Dot and I talked about.
Yeah.
Because she was like asking, she was like, the baby comes out your vulva? And I was like, no, your vagina is behind your vulva. She was like, what's the pointy thing? It's like, that's your urethra. That's where your pee comes out. It's a different hole. But she does, but yeah, she didn't, obviously, she had no reason to. But she was like very afraid that a baby came out of that tiny little hole that was her urethra. And I was like, no, girl, don't worry. It's a different tiny hole.
I was about to say, it
It's
comes
a
out
different tiny hole.
Or it gets cut out of you,
Yeah.
which is what I had to explain to my boys. When Finn started asking around 5, I think, 4 or 5, about, like, babies and, like, what's up with that?
Yeah.
Like, how do babies get here?
Yeah.
And so I didn't talk about vulvas or anything with him. I'm trying to remember all the things. We got a cool book. Didn't we have that? Didn't we talk about that on the podcast?
You brought it, but I don't think we actually, wait, you brought a crazy book.
Well, I brought a crazy book, but
Yeah.
that was, like, definitely they talked about, oh, yeah, they had, like, the parents, like, laying on top of one another. I can't remember what they called it.
I think we should have an interpretive reading of that book.
I don't think so.
I think
I think it would go, that's not what I want on the internet. Let's just say that.
the imagery is really something to behold. The
Yeah.
art style, the choices.
Yeah. But the baby comes out your vagina, right?
Yes.
See, now I'm scared I'm going to say something wrong.
Yes.
But so I explained that. I said either it can come out your vagina,
Mhm.
which I have.
Mhm.
You don't have that. I have to say you have a penis,
Mhm.
vagina,
Vagina.
the vagina. Or you have to go into surgery and they cut the baby out,
Mhm.
which he started to like. And I was like, it's fine. Everybody's safe. You're
They don't
here.
cut the baby.
They don't cut the baby.
Just me.
And then they sew me back up, and I had to do that twice.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, I think having like being able to talk about, I'm like so nervous for the next part.
Mhm.
And even talking about periods. I mean, that's the thing is like I have 2 boys.
Yeah.
I want to educate them so that they are aware of what, like Pat said, he grew up with a mother and a sister. And so he was like locked and loaded with the knowledge of maybe not all of the things that periods have to offer, but some
Mhm.
of them.
Yeah.
He knew like a monthly situation. He's like, sometimes the mood changes and that's what it is. And so, but I also have an IUD, so I don't get like a bloodbath going.
Oh, that's nice.
Well, it's lovely, but also I'm like, but there's an opportunity for me to teach my children.
Yeah.
Because like when we were at my gym, they have like, a little tampon station or whatever. And Finn was like, what's that about? And I was like, while I'm peeing, I was like, well, I guess this is as good this time as ever to have this conversation. I was like, well, once a month, people who have vaginas and uteruses,
Yeah.
uteri, bleed once a month. And he was like, ew. And I was like, it's not 100% painful. It's not. I didn't want to scare him.
Oh, no, totally. Well, and also like it's such a spectrum for people.
Yeah,
Like,
because for me, I don't. It's one of the reasons I went with an IUD.
so nice. So nice for you.
But I'm also like, I'm entering a phase where I'm just like, I kind of want it gone. I want it gone, but I'm also very scared of the monster I might become because I haven't been off birth control unless I had a baby in my belly or since I was like 16.
Oh, damn.
So like, I don't know what she's like without that.
It'll
I
be
also know people who have had vasectomies and on birth control and still have a baby, and that scares me.
people as in more than one?
Yep. My mom. No, didn't have a vasectomy, but no, those guys were 15. No, wait. Does she know somebody? I can't remember. Now I can't remember the details of my own life.
Sure.
But no, I know many of people who have definitely had babies on birth control.
Well, yeah, that's because birth control is unreliable.
Fun. And then also men who have had vasectomies still impregnating somebody.
Yeah, we vasectomies. Oh. Vasectomies are one of the most according to studies,
Mhm.
one of the most effective ways to ensure that nobody will end up pregnant. Um, let's just look up vasectomy. What's the word I'm looking for? Efficacy. Vasectomy efficacy rate is nearly 100%. Nearly 100%.
Maybe
Uh,
those stories are just like she's a fertile myrtle and
and
he's
the
got like
failure rate is around 1 in 2,000.
that's still too high for me.
Yeah, but do you know the failure rate of your IUD?
I mean, probably high.
What are you on?
I don't even know.
Is it copper or
No.
hormonal? Mirena.
Yes.
Mirena IUD failure rates. Do you want to know?
Yeah.
It gets higher the longer you have it.
Oh, well, fuck. Because they just elongated that. It used to be like you had to switch at 5 years and then it was 7 years.
Um, so a lot of the failure rate depends on the insertion. So a lot of the failure rate is out of your control.
I had a friend who they inserted it wrong,
Yeah.
went into her belly, had to
Uh-huh.
like shoved it.
Perforated. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
They couldn't find it.
Mhm.
Couldn't find it. She was in
Mhm.
excruciating pain, had to go
Mhm.
get surgery.
Mhm.
And I
Mhm.
was like,
And they're like, well, you should have taken an ibuprofen.
"Wha-" and that person should be fired
Yeah.
for doing
Yeah.
that to her.
Yes, that's medical negligence.
I mean, I was like, you should sue them.
Yeah, 100%.
She didn't.
Well,
Because,
I would have.
well,
That's her body, and that's them being bad at their job.
Mm.
Perfect use failure rate, meaning if the part that is out of your control of somebody implanting it properly, perfect use failure rate, 0.1% in the first year. By the time you get to the 8th year, it's 0.7%. This is typical use failure rate, which is fascinating. Typical use failure rate is 0.7% in the first year and 1.5% failure rate in the 5th year, which means that's a lot of IUDs that don't get implanted properly. Sorry to have to.
no.
Sorry to drop
Well,
that
see,
bomb.
I mean, because I definitely like our plan is for Pat to get a vasectomy. I also would have gotten my tubes tied.
Don't do that.
Well, I didn't
Yeah,
because
but don't do that
why not?
because your health and how you go through menopause is.
But then they also said that the cervical cancer rate has drastically dropped because they don't take the full situation. They just like cut out the part that's, I don't know.
Wait, what does cervical cancer have to do with? I'm sorry. I'm trying to follow.
No, is it cervical? Not cervical. Yes.
Ovarian cancer?
Yes.
If you get your tubes tied, your ovarian cancer rate drops.
Yeah.
Do you have ovarian cancer in your family?
Not ovarian. Breast cancer. My grandma had it
Far too
go
common.
away.
Far
And
too common.
then came back. So I have to go get tested for that. Everyone get your tits checked, okay?
Do it. And
The
don't wait till you're 40.
The mammogram doesn't hurt. It does not hurt. I got
Tickle.
mildly sized,
Tickle bitties.
you know, big ass boobies. So like I was like kind of nervous because my grandmother's had breast cancer.
Yeah.
My aunts have had breast cancer.
Yeah.
My mom has had skin cancer. You know, I
Yeah.
was like, they're like, and I've had, because of my reduction, I've got some like weird lumps and scar tissue. And so I've had 2 mammograms and yeah, it doesn't hurt. I've been told the lady who's like literally flopping my tit everywhere. I was like, this doesn't hurt as bad as everyone makes it. She's like, technology has really changed.
I will say I find them to be incredibly painful.
I can imagine with smaller breasts to get like a real squish.
Yeah. It's
Like if you have a floppy,
fucking painful.
yeah, I can
But
imagine that as a
also,
squeeze.
there are ultrasounds. You can request an ultrasound. If you don't go to a gynecologist that can do ultrasounds, go somewhere else. Or if your gynecologist can't refer you to someone who does ultrasounds, ask. You can always request. But yeah, get your titties checked.
Get your titties checked
regularly.
Get your skin checked.
Do it. And huge study just came out, guys. If you have tattoos, you are more likely to be protected from melanoma than if you don't. So go get tatted.
Shut up, really?
Yeah.
For my birthday, I'm still gonna do it.
Let's do it.
I'm doing it.
I can't wait.
It's so small, but it's gonna be so little bit.
It's gonna be so cute though.
But I don't know, because I have like really wrinkly skin because of my eczema. So I'm like, is it gonna just like look sad
No.
in my opposite side of my weenus?
Opposite my weenus. My
Maybe I'll
first
put it down here. It's like less.
tattoo.
Anyway, well, that's good to know.
So the TLDR is failure rate of an IUD is 1 in 100. Failure rate of a vasectomy is 1 in 2,000.
Yeah. Well, Pat's
Let's
gotta.
stop putting the responsibility on women.
But
But
that is true. I mean, that's the first thing Pat. He's like, I want to go get a vasectomy because it shouldn't just be all on you
Yeah, Patty.
for family planning. And I was
Yeah,
like,
Patty.
fuck yeah, bro, go get your nuts snippety dude.
Go get him snippety dude. Do
And
it.
then maybe I would pull out that IUD and we'll just see the rage monster that happens.
Let her out.
Just like free bleed
Liberate.
everywhere.
Oh, I do it.
Honestly, well, so do I. Because I don't, there's not like, I'm supposed to be on my period right now. That was a surprise. I think stress has been pushing her down.
Yeah.
So who knows? In a few days, I might just and just like full volcano. Who knows? Like, but I still spot with my IUD.
Yeah.
I know some women don't even know, but I like to know. Like, I still have a tracker because I
still
like
good
to know
to plan if you can.
when my brain is feeling a little cuckoo bananas. I'm like, is
It's
it
a good
me
reminder,
or
yeah.
is it my hormones?
Yeah.
And so that's the only reason I have one. But we were in the bathroom, all the way back. We were all, and so I was trying to tell him, I was like, people who have vaginas and bleed, they have tools for us so that we don't have, or we have not tools, but support. I don't know. Supplies.
Yeah.
And he was like, ew. I said a little bit, yeah. But that happens. And because my goal is to have them be as supportive as their father is.
Yes, and to also normalize something that's very normal.
Yeah. And not be grossed out. Because, man, I remember like when I started in my sex life, like being so ashamed.
Yes.
And like so embarrassed. And luckily, I've only been with men who have only ever been scared.
Humans?
Well, I have heard horrible stories of
same.
men being like, she's on the rag and so she's untouchable for me.
Yeah, that sounds like a YP, my dude. That's yeah.
But anyway, I want to teach my boys.
You can always borrow my plushies if you want. In fact, when we're done, do you want Sawyer to get I have to show Dot. I have to give her the walkthrough of the vulva, so they can get a joint.
That's fine.
Joint session.
Yeah.
But because to your point, like educating children on periods is not just for females, and not just for female children, and not just for people with female categorized body parts.
Mhm.
It's for everybody to understand because it's the thing that affects everybody.
Yeah.
So,
but how do you talk about sex?
Okay. All right. Okay. Here we go. I haven't gotten that far with Dot yet. With Roslyn, I did it in phases. First phase was like I did with Dot. You have a vulva, you have a vagina. Inside your vagina is a cervix. Above that is your uterus. Attached to that is the fallopian tubes. At the end of those is your ovaries. Your ovaries carry the eggs. Your ovaries have all eggs that you're ever gonna pass for your whole life. They're already there when you're born. So
really?
Yeah. So she loves to talk about like
I'm learning so much right now.
Oh, really?
No, 100%. Like that's the other thing that infuriates me.
Yeah.
Is like, why are we not like, we have sex ed, sure, but like, why are we there's so much about the female body.
I know.
That I fucking carry around.
I know.
I have no idea. I'm gonna say something. You keep saying vulva, and I'm like, what are you even talking about? I know the word, but like, where is it? Get your plushie.
I'm gonna get my fucking plushie. We are gonna have guys get ready for content this week because I'm gonna make a video.
Because like, what's the difference between your vulva and your vagina?
I'll show you. Okay, I'm gonna go get the plushie. But first, before I say that, I want to say this, which is your boys were in your mother's stomach before you were born.
I don't like
the
that.
minute that you started developing into a fetus and your ovaries developed, all of the eggs that you will ever pass through your entire life developed inside your body while you were still in your mother's uterus.
Wow,
so that
that's
means
a mind fuck.
Your mom carried your
It's
boys
Inception.
before you did.
Ew.
Yes.
I don't know if I like it.
Well,
I mean, it's the truth.
It's the truth.
We don't have to like the truth, but that's the truth.
But it is that. Yeah.
Wow, that is a full Inception situation.
Yeah. I know.
I mean, I'm gonna just put myself on blast. Like, yeah, there's so much of the female body that I don't know, and whether I just learned it and blacked it out, or I was like, I don't need to know that right now.
I mean, we got like, a piece of paper with like line drawings of
Yeah.
external genitalia and had to label them, but like that's not teaching people anything.
No,
That's memorization.
I know what the
That's not
uterus looks like.
education.
I know, I got the fallopian tubes. Got it.
Yeah.
You
But
know,
that's also
like,
not even what it looks like inside your body. It's all
No.
folded up like a little taco inside your body. You got
that's
a uterus
attached to your
taco?
outside taco.
You got an inside taco and an outside taco. Come on.
That'll be our first plushie.
Yeah. The
As-
any taco?
The any taco. Different than an outie taco. Which also,
Oh.
like, nobody talks about that and how they all
know.
look so different.
Yes.
We're all special snowflakes.
She asked me about that. She goes, "How come your labia are so pointy?" And I said, "Well,
you said
babe,
pointy earlier, and I was
Yeah.
like, what is
Well,
pointy down there?
Yeah, okay, hold on. Let me get my plushie.
Pause.
Hold on.
I mean, guys, are you as fascinated as I am? You know what it is? It's probably people being like, Tori's a fucking idiot.
Oh, no.
But I also don't think so. I think it's
being like,
yeah, same. I don't know what vulva is. They're really cute. Hold on.
Look at these little guys. Look at them.
Wait, who's that?
Which one?
This one. I
That's-
am uncomfortable with that one.
The uterus? The which one? This one?
No, the uterus.
uterus?
I don't like this.
Oh, that's a placenta. Sorry, not a uterus.
Oh.
The placenta.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait, my uterus is.
This
Looks
is
like
your
that.
vulva, babe.
Hold on, I'm making a story.
All my best friends.
Oh, I almost did it on a not my account. Okay, hold on. This is it.
This is it. This
is.
is it. Yeah.
Wait, no. You hold on.
My
Come on.
babies.
My baby.
My babies.
You guys.
Also, I'm wearing a My Chemical Romance t-shirt. It's My Chemical Romance
As you
and
should.
all of
In
the
memory of, it looks like in memory of Helen. And you're pointing down to all the
It's the name of my vulva.
Right.
I've named her Helen.
Helen. Cutie.
Helen.
In memory of. She dead?
I hope not.
God, I hope not. I'm just gonna put caption this. Yes. Okay.
Female reproduction brought to you by My Chemical Romance.
I'm gonna tag them.
Will you please?
Yes.
Bless.
Okay.
God bless America.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. My Chemical Romance, though, I have to tag them.
Yeah.
My Chemical Romance.
What? Instagram can't figure out.
MCR?
Yeah, that we're
Yeah.
trying to tag My Chemical Romance to our podcast.
Yeah,
Something
like,
we've
why?
never. I can't imagine any of your cookies lead Instagram to believe that that's something that should be associated with our podcast.
Okay. And we're learning.
And school time. Here is your vulva. Here she is. There she is.
That's your vulva.
That's your vulva with all of her different parts. So, we have our little, okay, where to even start? So, your labia here, right?
That's the outside.
These are the outies. These are your labias.
Why are they all curvy like that? Why do they have scallops?
Because because they are scalloped, because the skin is, textured,
Okay.
shaped.
Okay. What's the
Um,
outside pink part?
Which, this?
Yeah.
That's just your
That's
skin.
just okay.
That's just your,
Okay.
your.
Yeah.
Then we have, look at that little happy little face. A little guy.
Look at that.
Little happy little guy. Okay, do you know what this is?
A star.
It is.
Clit.
It is your. Wait a minute. It's hard to look at them upside down. Do you know what that is?
That's your butthole, right? That's your chocolate starfish, is what I like to call it.
Yeah, girl. So
Oh.
this is your clitoris.
Oh, that little happy face.
That's your urethra.
Oh, that's where the pee-pee comes.
That's where the pee-pee comes out.
Man.
So I will start with this. I will start teaching her with this, right? But so these are all the external parts.
Okay. Okay.
This is your external. The vagina is the opening to the internal parts. And then inside is the vaginal canal. And then at the top of that is the cervix, which is the blocker
Uh-huh.
between your vaginal canal and your uterus. Your cervix stays closed so that anything that enters your vagina does not enter your uterus.
Mm.
And the majority of the time, that is to prevent you from infection, sepsis, and death. And also,
Light.
light, casual. And also, your cervix softens when you are aroused and also when it comes into contact with sperm. And so then there's the ability for sperm to move up through your cervix and into your uterus. So then, wait, I'm already getting ahead of myself. I am not going that far with Dot. I'm starting with the vulva, just the external vulva.
So this is when you look at a vagina from the outside. This is what it looks like.
Yeah. And I will use my pelvises as well to like position it for her so she knows like where it is in the body because
Yeah.
it obviously doesn't
The
live
big-
like this on us.
Right. I think that's why I'm confused. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay.
No, it's actually should be like this.
Okay. So
So
that's the clit. That smiley face.
look at how happy it is.
I mean, it should be.
She say, I'm so happy.
And so this one, who's that?
That's your vagina. That's your vaginal opening. Vagina,
Okay.
labia, urethra, clitoris.
Where's the vulva?
This is the vulva.
That is okay. So it's a whole, okay.
Your vulva is the external parts. Your vagina is
Got it.
internal. And then inside of that is the baby carrying parts.
I'm being very vulnerable and telling you how much I don't know about my own body.
I love that you're asking.
But
I love that
I
we're
know I
talking
have
about
a
it.
vagina.
You do.
I
And
know
you have a vulva.
And I have a Volvo, but I didn't know it was that.
A Volvo?
I have a Volvo. She is kind of masculine. And but so the vulva is just like it's the box. It's the Amazon box that everything comes in.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. It's just the outside.
I thought it was like
the
its
outside
own
stuff.
little separate hole. And I was like, wait, I have 4
No,
holes?
it's not a hole. Well, you actually have lots because you have lots of glands that run alongside the skin between your labia.
Okay.
And those glands are a huge
Is that the Uzi part?
contributor to to creating lubrication.
Yeah.
Also to the various different kinds of discharge that you experience throughout the
Yes.
month, depending on what phase of your cycle you're in.
It's coming from the glands.
Those glands are a very important part of pleasure, so don't neglect them.
Never do.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
So I will start with that by just
Okay.
explaining to her like what the body parts are. The next part then becomes inside, right? Here's beep a boop boop. Here's your little uterus,
Yeah.
which is significantly larger, obviously, than in real life. But then I can like show her where everything is, and then show her.
And this is
This
where the
is-
eggies are.
Yeah, eggies are here in
Yeah.
the ovaries, fallopian tubes, uterus, cervix,
Oh.
and then right. So cervix, then you have vaginal canal, then you have this stuff on the outside.
Uh-huh.
So here's your innies, here's your outies. Come on. And that's what you have.
Yeah.
All that good stuff. This is where the baby lives
Yeah.
when it's growing inside of you in the placenta with the umbilical cord. And this is our best friend, the clitoris.
Come on. Come on, cutie.
And why I love this plushie so much is because so many people focus on this part right here, right? This part, boop, boop. But if you layer them against one another,
Uh-huh.
your clitoris actually runs like the majority of your vulva behind the scenes.
Behind the
Right.
curtain.
So like this part, ooh, also very important for pleasure. And that is the part that lives behind your labia.
So this is like the glands.
Yeah.
This-
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. So get into it. But here, clitoris, right? There's your urethra. There's your
It looks
vaginal
like
opening.
a ladybug hot dog.
So she's so cute. And what she got little legs. You tell me.
I know jack shit about it.
She's got her little hood up here.
She does.
Keeps her from being overstimulated all the time.
Oh.
Yeah.
Does everyone have a hood?
Yeah. But that is part of what Dot was asking me about the pointy part, because where she is in her natural development, her body does not have the same balance of hormones to make her parts of her vulva more 3-dimensional in the way that ours are.
Mm.
She has like a very two-dimensional,
Situation.
Whereas we have very three-dimensional situations.
We are super well-rounded.
We are so dimensional. And so that when she's asking about pointy, or as you were asking about on here,
gonna scream, my hood's huge.
Will you please?
I did it. I said it out loud.
Louder.
My hood is huge.
I got a
To be fair,
huge
I don't
hood.
know. I haven't like done. Goes into like that self-exploration.
Yeah.
And never have I ever. I mean, not have I ever.
Sure.
At this point in my life, but
Yeah.
I didn't. No, she didn't dumpster dive ever.
Same.
Yeah.
Like in sex ed when they're like, go sit with a mirror and explore. Yeah, no, same. I was like, fuck you. What are you talking about?
That feels even vulnerable with just myself.
Well, and not only that, but like every single message that we are sent throughout our lives is don't talk about it, don't talk about it, don't talk about it, don't talk about it. And so then I'm supposed to talk about it in a school setting around my peers and then be encouraged to learn more about it on my own. Like, no, all I've been told is that I'm not supposed to talk about this, that it's shameful. Don't think about it. Don't look at it. Don't touch it. Don't talk about it. No. Yeah. Took me a long time. For sure.
Yeah. I'm still like, I don't know. Well, I mean, I'm learning so much right now.
Yeah.
Okay. So our hot dog butter or ladybug.
Hot dog ladybug. The important part of the hot dog ladybug is this is where we all like to focus on pleasure with the clitoris. These are very valuable, so don't neglect them.
Can I ask what that even means? Like, how am I not supposed to neglect my labia flaps?
Well, do you and Patty ever use vibrators?
No.
You can also use fingers, but
we've dabbled in that. God, I hope my dad's not listening. Wow.
Sorry, Rob. I'm trying to think of like how it can show you because it's a little hard without but like the skin.
You just grab them and you shake them.
If your labias be like this. Oh my god. The skin on the inside of your labias. I wish you were here, all of you. It's really too bad we're not doing videos.
I know.
The skin on the insides of your labias.
Okay.
That
listen, we have some gentlemen who listen.
Gentlemen, go for it. Get up.
Get into those labias.
Yeah, just any kind of like topical sensational anything on that part can be very very beneficial for arousal as well. So interesting. Explore, get up in there. Explore the insides, explore the areas.
I mean,
and the areolas.
I see it tit play. I'm just like, meh.
Are yours desensitized though from having surgery?
Yeah.
So
I mean, sometimes and sometimes not. But I have never been like, let's bite a nipple.
No, ow. No, be tender. You know what? Kids do that way too much. That's not something
we didn't even get that far in breastfeeding because I couldn't.
Your nipples were
and
giant
my nipples fell off.
Holes.
God. You know, if you really think back to your life, you're like, I've been through some stuff.
Yeah.
But we didn't. I think it took one and I said no.
Hard no. Hard no. Ow, it hurts so bad. It hurts so bad.
People who breastfeed all the way until their children have like full teeth. And I'm like, well, how?
Oh, I did it. I breastfed both of my kids until they were almost 2. And Roslyn bit me once and saw my reaction. And I saw the terror in her eyes when she witnessed my reaction.
Yeah.
And she never did it again.
Yeah.
Dot, however.
She says, oh.
Different fucking story.
She's like, that's a charcuterie board. Let's go.
Just the devil. But anyway, going
Labias.
all the way back, I start with the basics.
Yeah.
Here are your body parts. The baby comes from the egg that has been sitting inside of your ovaries. Every month, one egg decides to come out. That egg lives in your uterus for a couple weeks. It either gets fertilized or it doesn't. It doesn't get fertilized, it leaves. It gets fertilized, it stays. If it gets fertilized and stays, maybe it turns into a baby. Maybe not. She hasn't asked me about fertilization yet. So really what she knows is that the egg comes out of the ovary, it travels through the fallopian tube, it gets into the uterus, it gets fertilized, it stays there, it sets up camp, and then a baby grows. And then when it's time for the baby to be born, the cervix softens and widens so that the baby can have an exit, can have an escape route, and it comes out your body, and hooray, there you are. And that's when she was like, what did she say? That's when she asked if it comes out of where she pees. And I was like, no. Not that hole, a different hole.
Different hole.
That's when we had the 3-hole conversation. And now I will show her
There it is.
on the plushies so that she understands her own body and can govern it with knowledge.
Yeah.
And then with Roslyn, when I got to the second stage, which was how does the egg get fertilized?
How old was she? Do you remember?
We were in Indonesia, so she was somewhere between 6 and 8. I remember where we were when we had this conversation.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, well, men have something called sperm, and the sperm,
Finn and I have had this conversation because he asked, he was like, how are they made? How is a baby, like what?
Yeah.
How?
Yeah.
And so I have one of the books that was like, talk about sperm and that the sperm, and there was something really beautiful about in the book. It was like the sperm has all these stories and the egg has all these stories. And then they come together and they make this really, really beautiful story. And I was like,
that's cool.
Nice.
That's way lovelier than the way I explained it to Rosalind.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's basically what I said was like, people with penises usually have sperm, and the sperm actually doesn't come from their penis. It comes from their testicles. But in their testicles, there's something called sperm, and the sperm is what can fertilize an egg. And the sperm has like some information and the egg has other information. And when the two of them come together, that information then is enough information to grow a baby. And that's where I left it. She didn't ask further questions. So we left it like that for a few years.
Sure.
And then she was like, how does the sperm get from the man to the woman? And I was like, well,
is she 8? How old is she?
It comes, I think we were back in the States by then. So yeah, 8, 9, 10. God, who has a recorder and why?
And why were recorders invented?
For real though.
Yeah. Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Are they outside?
I really hope they're marching along the porch playing recorders. It's going to be perfect.
Sorry, everybody. What?
That's
we
fine.
got small people here.
Yeah, this is our life. So then I was like, the sperm is in the testicles. It comes through. So men also have, like we have a urethra where our pee comes out. They also have a urethra. The sperm comes through. Does not come through with pee. The sperm comes through the penis. It gets into the uterus and it can fertilize the egg. And then we left it there for quite some time. And then she was like, but how does it go from the penis to the vagina?
Yeah.
And I was like, well, because the penis fits inside the vagina. And then at a certain point, the sperm comes out, right? But like it was like many, many steps until we actually talked about what intercourse was.
Yeah.
It was just like, here are the basics. We're not using cutesy pet names.
No.
We're not like doing any of the things that like lead children to believe that they can be cutesy with their body parts.
No.
We're just using
but I want them
biological
to not feel
terms.
like me right now.
Yeah.
Right, where I like feel like an idiot.
Oh.
I know. I mean, listen, I have nothing to be, I'm not like embarrassed, but it is, I'm like, where did I fall off the tracks and of not knowing? And I don't want my children, I want them to know all the things.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and also like, to be fair, I have a set of knowledge because I have worked with birthing people for a very long time.
Yes.
So, I have also witnessed front and center a lot of how these body parts function.
Yeah.
But to your point, yeah, that knowledge is powerful for all genders because here's the thing. All genders, almost all of the time, are going to interact with the vulva at some point. If at the very least when you're born.
Yeah.
And then, if you are a person who is interested in the positive experience and pleasure of somebody who owns a vulva, which is also most of men and most of women who are at the very least interested in their own, if not someone else's, it's important for you to know how those things are built and designed and how they function. And this is obviously not a conversation to have with your boys now, but like, I think it's also very important for them to understand how female pleasure works because as women, we understood from a very young age how male pleasure worked. So like,
I mean, yes. Like in high school, everybody, talking about jacking it and stuff.
Yeah.
I never knew that was an option for ladies.
Yeah.
Never
Yeah.
knew.
Yeah.
So, I feel
Or
like I've got a lot of
also
catching up to do, you know?
also the stigmatization of we talked about this, I think, before on the
Yes.
podcast,
Yeah.
of the fact that, like, it's okay for boys to masturbate
Yeah.
100 times a day, but girls couldn't
You
possibly.
can't
And it's
touch
inappropriate.
yourself.
Yeah, and don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you should know your body and you should explore your body. And even if you are partnered, your self-exploration is very important for your self-knowing too. But then
Mm.
also it's like that's information for your partner. Like the more you can learn about
Yes.
yourself, the more you can then share with your partner and give them better tools.
Oh, yeah.
That contributes to deeper intimacy for both of you.
I have struggled with that of, like, knowing what my turn-ons are.
Mm.
I
Yeah,
still struggle where I'm like,
I
I
get
don't
that.
know. I just, like, shoulders are nice. Like, I don't, like, I don't know what
I like a good
I
shoulder.
like a good shoulder. Um, but yeah, I struggle with that a lot still. Where I'm like, I don't know how to turn myself on.
Yeah.
And I think that's also not ever talked about, especially in a female space.
No.
Like, you just aren't supposed to, you're just supposed to be the thing that turns on the man, and then, you'll figure it out from there.
Yeah.
And that's where I've spent a good chunk of my life. And I'm like, I don't like that.
But the fact that you have that awareness is
Mhm.
already a huge shift that you're thinking about it and that you wanna understand more,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
because that means that you will.
Yeah.
There's an app that I recommended to Jana.
Come on.
Come on, Jana, when she was having her liberation of self-exploration and discovery after
Mhm.
divorce. It's an app called Rosie, and it's designed to be a self-pleasure platform
Mm.
to to guide you to learn more about your own body
Hmm.
and explore.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Hashtag not sponsored, but highly recommend.
Okay.
There are a lot of resources out there for ladies these days. There's also a lot of ethical porn that is like focused on the female being the consumer of the content. So it is very different from what you likely have been exposed
Yeah.
to. Um, there's a lot of good stuff out there.
Huh. Rosie.
Highly recommend.
Okay. I'm gonna look it up right now.
Big fan. Have a night to yourself, take a bubble bath, do whatever you have to do.
So yeah, I think I'm pretty low stakes when it comes to that. I'm like, that sounds like a lot.
um,
Is it ROSY?
mhm, I think. You're making that face and now I'm scared.
This one.
Yeah.
Oh, women's health reimagined. Okay. All right.
There's also a brand called Foria.
We should tag them.
Yeah. There's also a brand called Foria, Foria, and they make a lot of female focused pleasure products.
Ew.
A lot of like warming oils and like sensation based topical things. Um
Man,
did not
this is quite the episode.
yeah, did not
Because-
expect it to go in this direction, but here we are.
No, we want to talk about our kids and talk
Yeah.
about sex, and it's really just like you teaching me about sex.
I mean, and I'm just here to share what I've learned because
Yeah.
I also learned because I was like, what the fuck? Like, why is everything focused on the male experience? What
Mhm.
about me?
Let's talk about me.
Um, what was I gonna say? There's Foria. Oh, and then also like just like toys can be fun in partner scenarios,
Mm.
and toys can be fun solo as well. My friend Caroline has a company called Flossie. Shout out. Also, hashtag not sponsored, but I gotta give him a shout out. Flossie is a female founded, female focused pleasure product line,
Okay.
and they carry a lot of vibrators and toys of various different types and functions and shapes and sizes and purposes. But they also do educational. They're the ones that I did a pop up with them a couple of years
Mhm.
ago when we do our retreat. I haven't even talked to her. Caroline, if you're listening, let's do this. I want them to have some kind of involvement because I think we just have to have the conversation of like
Yeah.
female pleasure is its very own vast whole gigantic universe
Yeah.
that is like so untouched in comparison. And we do ourselves a disservice by not understanding our bodies in that way, I think. because
Yeah.
pleasure is such a significant part of human experience.
Mm.
And we experience pain on a daily basis. That is just the reality of being humans.
Mhm.
I think it's very powerful to be able to take pleasure into your own hands and be able to decide when you're going to experience pleasure and make sure that that can be an intentional part of balance in your life.
Yeah. Well, and I think the more people talk about it, the more destigmatized it becomes.
Yeah.
Because I do think that there is like some shame,
So much shame.
so much shame about talking about pleasure.
Yeah.
And that's silly.
It's very silly.
Let's not be silly gooses anymore.
No, let's be silly gooses who are informed and
Yeah.
can be silly for fun and not.
Yeah. Use the silliness for good instead of ignorance.
Yeah. I guess TLDR is female anatomy is important knowledge.
Yeah.
For everyone.
For everybody.
And beyond like a worksheet in sex ed where you have to label body parts.
I do want to, it's hard, it's hard, at least in our lives right now, where like I'm not a free bleeding human being. So like there's not an excuse to like bring it up with my boys. I think that's where I'm like struggling. Like, do you ever just like be like, we're going to sit down and talk about this right now? Or do you wait for them to come to you?
That's a really good point. I wait for their curiosity, but that's because I am in an environment where I can, because Dot is in the bathroom when I'm going to the bathroom at least 50% of the time.
Yeah. Because my boys
sees me bleed. She sees Rosalind's pads in the garbage, you know, like she sees all of it. She sees my period underwear, right? Like she sees the blood on the sheets, the bloody towel. So I have just let it be a normal part of her existence to where like she hasn't even had to question it until she is curious enough to be like, but wait, what is that thing that I always see? Yeah, but your boys don't have that.
No.
So
and not to say that that won't change, right? When Pat gets a vasectomy and
yeah,
we deal with that, but like, and I take out whatever's in my body.
Yeah.
Because that's also is. I just don't want more foreign objects in my body.
No, girl.
Goodbye.
Get it out.
No. And I've done enough, you know, for the family.
Yep.
Physically. So,
yeah, I would agree with that.
You know, and there is, I think, something really powerful about like the idea of free bleeding and all that.
Yeah.
I think there's just like womanhood.
It's also just like, I don't think I ever realized how uncomfortable I was with anything inside my body until I finally just was like, fuck it, I'm free bleeding for a month. And then I was like,
tampons don't feel good.
No, tampons don't feel good. Cups don't feel good. Even when you have, like, I have a cup that I use sometimes if I'm taking yoga. Obviously, I can't wear my period underwear, so I will use my cup when I'm taking yoga. Period underwear under yoga pants in a hot room is gonna be just like a lot of hot, sticky.
Okay.
You know,
got it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I don't need.
Got
that.
you.
So I will use my cup if I am on my period if I'm bleeding while I'm taking hot yoga. And the cup that I have is great. I actually love the cup that I have, but it's still uncomfortable and there's like pressure and it moves with my body. I remember I tried a cup quite some time ago that was one of the ones that has like a little handle on the bottom and then it's shaped like a bell.
Yeah.
And it was horribly uncomfortable all of the time. The one that I have now is more like a disc almost with a little, cup underneath it. And it's great. It moves like I said, it moves with my body, but it's just like when I take it out, the amount of relief that I feel, it's like the pressure immediately releases, and same with tampons. And like, I didn't realize how much that was impacting my discomfort until the first month where I just was like, fuck it, I'm going to bleed everywhere. And that's just going to be what happens. And I was like, oh my God, I have been so used to this for so long. It has not even computed to me how much additional discomfort I am adding to my period by putting something inside of my body to control my bleeding. So fuck that.
Yeah. I have been encouraged by a lot of people to just like stop.
It makes such
But there are some people who like what I think I'm fearful of is one, I've been on birth control for so long that I feel like I'm gonna be a whole different person, and I'm very scared of that.
There will be an adjustment.
I don't want that. Good or bad. I don't want that. But also Yeah, I mean, wait, I have spotting. Like, that's the worst it gets. And
Yeah.
so, like, yeah, inviting bloodbaths into my life, literal ones,
Mm-hmm.
it like sounds cute to start. And I'm like,
Mm.
but will I hate it? Because I know a lot of women also who are just like, no, I don't want to ever do that. I will have an IUD in my body forever
Mm. Sure.
because they don't want, or their periods are so bad,
Yeah.
which is also something I'm scared of. I'm like, I don't get laid out. Technically, I'm on a period right now.
That's nice.
But, I don't know if it's,
I mean, I think the trade-off is different for everybody, right? Like my
Mhm.
periods are horrendous and they have been forever. And they were also horrendous when I had IUDs, and they were also horrendous when I was trying to use hormonal birth control to control it. Like my periods have always been awful.
Mm.
Um, and I'm okay with that trade-off of still having it. But also for me, like because my lifetime with endometriosis has been so inconsistent, and also because like my healing with it has been so inconsistent because the symptoms have been so inconsistent. I like having my period because it is the first indicator to me of how bad my symptoms are getting. So it is a way for me to like keep track of where my body is and where my health is, and then like I know when I need more from my endometriosis specialist based on the symptoms that I experience when I am bleeding. When I wasn't bleeding, when I was on an IUD, I did still bleed, actually, to be fair, but it was like insane spotting and horrendous symptoms, excruciating pain, weird pain, like tailbone pain. I would have like shooting, stabbing pains in my tailbone and like around my anus.
Oh.
Yeah. Horrible pains.
No.
Yeah. Like sitting on a dagger. So I prefer not having an IUD because
Yeah.
at least the symptoms that I have when I'm having my period are manageable most of the time, but also like ones that I can anticipate and ones that I can deal with. The nausea, the vomiting, that stuff. Like when it gets to that extreme, but also when it gets to that extreme, I have already known that we're getting there because of the symptoms that come with my cycle. So I'm not just like caught off guard when one day I'm like vomiting on the bathroom floor and then passing out.
Yikes. But nothing for that dagger butt, No, no dagger
no
butt.
dagger butts over here.
This seems rare, but as a expert in the female body, is it so you have PMS?
Yeah.
Period. And then usually after, that's everybody's like normal week, right? That's where everyone like feels like it's the 1 week that we are like, woo. I actually feel worse after my period.
Oh, interesting.
And I talked to somebody throughout my life I said that, and they were like, I do too. But we're just not taught, like, and I don't know why. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But
if only we studied it.
No, let's not.
Yeah, everything's fine. Let's just keep burying our head in the sand. We don't need that information. Everything's fine.
But is that that's abnormal?
I mean, the only way that I could answer that is if we had enough data to say that something different is normal.
Well, then never mind.
But it is worth looking into and asking about. It is worth going to a gynecologist and saying, why do I feel shit? Why do I feel like shit the week after I bleed when that's supposed to be the week that I'm feeling better?
My 1 week of normal.
Yeah. It's a good question.
All right. Well.
And then they'll take all your blood and then they'll be like, I don't know, everything looks fine. I don't know.
But see, I don't want to waste my time. Like I just.
But if you go to the right person, they will. Like they should be thinking about taking your blood when you are in the week after your bleed phase, so that they can see what your levels are like in that week, rather than being like, let's just look at your blood. It doesn't matter what time of the month you come in, which is not going to be informative. So, the right person should have the tools to help you.
Yeah, I need to know a gynecologist. I actually went in like. I thought it was every year. I thought you had to go get a pap like every
anymore?
Year. Yeah, and now it's every 3 to 5.
3 to 5, yeah.
Because they're like, why are you in here today? And I was like, am I not supposed to be? They're like, you don't have to be. I was like, oh, get me out of here.
Then I'll leave.
But they were like, but also next time you come in, we're gonna do blood draws. So do you want to just do that today? And I was like, I guess. I don't know. Sure. We didn't find anything new, nothing crazy.
Yeah, it depends. I mean, so much of that, especially if they're looking at your hormone levels, it depends on what week of your cycle you're in. because they're different every week.
I don't like it here. I'm over
Well,
it.
me
I'm
too.
over it.
Me also.
But I am really nervous to explain sex to my children
I think you can.
without scarring them.
Well, if you just give them information, I hope it won't scar them because it's just information.
I know, but
You
if
know?
somebody had been like, the penis goes in the vagina, I'd be like, ugh. Even though I know it better now.
But also, were you like that because it's stigmatized? You know, like if it had just been as simple as when you walk, your foot moves first and then your heel touches the ground and then your knee bends and then that affects your hip rotation, right? Like it could be a very standard conversation about how your body functions, which is the approach that I take.
Yeah.
Not saying that's the approach for everybody, but that's what works
No.
for me. And also has made it so that I am not traumatizing my children by talking about sex when I don't think it's appropriate to be talking about sex with my 5-year-old.
No. No.
No.
No. I don't want to do that. Or even my 8-year-old.
No.
Like,
No.
no. At what age do we think it's appropriate to talk about sex?
When I got to the point where Roslyn was saying, like, what, how does the sperm get from the penis to the vagina? I mean, even that didn't turn into a conversation about sex for a while until it was like, well, why do people do that? Do they just do it to make babies? And I said, no, they do it because it feels good. Which does not have to do with making babies.
No.
Pleasure and procreation.
Most of the time they're not. They're
Yeah,
not
pleasure.
trying to make babies.
Yeah, pleasure and procreation are not synonymous. And a lot of times people do it without the intention of having a baby or explicitly with the intention of not having a baby. And all of those things are also normal. Are those children laughing or crying? Okay, they're laughing. Okay. And I'm not going to be a hypocrite and tell my children that sex is only for procreation.
No. I think, yeah.
Because that message is
I think
old
that's
and rusty.
maybe what fucked me up.
Yeah.
Because, like, maybe that's what I thought it was.
Of course.
So
That's
I
what
was like,
so many of us are taught.
but also that, like, yeah, it was just a crazy time. I wanted all the information. And maybe I was given all the information, to be fair. Maybe I was given all the information because I don't have a mother who, like, will hold things back.
Yeah.
But sometimes the delivery would get lost, I think.
Yeah.
On me. Interesting. I'm trying to think of any other. Well, age.
Oh, yeah. By the time we were talking about the fact that typically a penis and a vagina end up together for the sake of pleasure, I don't know. She was 12 or 13.
That feels okay.
I mean,
it's still not, but like,
well,
I'd
no,
rather
I think it's
hear
age.
from,
Yes, I'd rather her
me.
hear it from me. I think it's age appropriate. I especially think it's age appropriate considering the fact that I grew up in a rural is not the right word, but a more conservative, smaller compared to major cities kind of environment. And that is typically where we see kids having sex at younger ages.
Boredom does that, you know?
Yeah. And I remember being in middle school and knowing that people around me were having sex. And so if I know that that was my experience at that age, I know that's her experience too.
I mean, they're talking about now with technology the way that it is, and kids are so smart. They can get through all the firewalls and all the stuff at school and can watch effing porn.
Yeah.
Like 8-year-olds.
Yeah.
8-year-olds. My son is 8.
It's terrifying.
It's really scary because, like,
and that, like, forever impacts their perception of sex and pleasure when they are exposed to it that young.
I mean, yeah. I think, like, watching, what do we said it the other day. Oh my God, Tom Cruise, Show Me the Money.
Oh yeah, Jerry Maguire.
Jerry Maguire. Yeah. I think that was like my first sex.
Yeah.
And I was like, what's happening? It's so violent.
It's very violent. It's very aggressive.
That sex scene is very aggressive.
Yeah.
And, like, I know she's experiencing pleasure, but she doesn't look like she's experiencing pleasure. It was so aggressive.
It was very aggressive. I also honestly, God, we should watch it because I'm like, was her character putting on a show?
Mm.
You know, like, was it that kind of scenario where she
Mhm.
was like just giving him what he wanted by
Mhm.
putting on a show? Or was that actually her experience? I don't know. I'd be curious to watch it now.
I think that was her experience because she was kind of the character itself was kind of like a take the,
Yeah.
man by the balls and drag him down
Yeah.
kind of lady
Yeah.
friend. Because I remember her being aggressive even after.
That's true.
So I think that was just her character. But I remember being it and being like, what
Yeah.
is happening?
Super. Yeah. Super intense.
I've also seen some like I mean the movies, man. Watching movies that were not necessarily age appropriate. And because I
So many
was
sex scenes.
so many sexy
So many sex scenes growing
like
up.
I mean the ones that still affect me to my core, like I can't watch rape. I can't watch it.
I
We
don't.
shouldn't, right?
Yeah,
Like
we
that's
shouldn't.
we shouldn't, but like there's like the spin-off of Yellowstone, one of the 19 or 1874, one of those. There was a man on man situation and I got got nauseous. I was like and we had to turn it off and I can't go back and watch it. I was like there's
I have goosebumps.
yeah, it was it and I remember watching it was a Susan Sarandon movie with I want to say it was Mystic River, but I don't think it was Mystic River. But anyway, my VHS, we used to watch VHSs in my grandpa or my
Mhm.
grandmother's RV,
Mhm.
and nobody was kind of watching what we watched. We would just put in
Yeah.
anything. And this was like about them taking a girl out into a field and doing
Mm.
unspeakable things, right? But they like maybe I don't even think they might have shown parts of it, but I mean, like even it has affected me
Yeah.
even to this day.
Yeah.
Where, like, I can't watch and, like, so that's where I mean, I'm not a psychiatrist, but, like, I feel like that's maybe where it started.
100%. We have no business witnessing firsthand the most vile things that happen to humans. And yet, especially in the 90s, it was like edgy to have
Yeah.
those scenes in a Hollywood movie. What was Billy Bob Thornton, Halle Berry? What was that movie?
Monster Ball?
Do you remember that sex scene on the couch?
No,
Oh.
because I think I saw
Oh.
no.
I mean, like that's and the way people lost their minds for the performances in that movie, and it's just like how shame. I don't say shame on us or shame on you. I don't like to say that often, but like shame on us for normalizing that in Hollywood.
Mhm. I can't and it's so I don't know. I'm so split because it's like I don't want to hide it,
No, absolutely not. But we don't need
but
to
I
witness
don't
it
need to
in a
watch it.
performative environment.
No, I did not need to watch it.
No.
And
No, we should talk about it 100%.
Yeah.
We should hear every victim's story. We should know the reality of what happens.
Mhm.
We should not glorify it in Hollywood
Mm-mm.
by praising somebody's amazing performance in experiencing sexual violence on film.
'Cause I think it effed me up for a lo it still
100%.
does.
Yes.
Cannot
Yeah.
watch it. You lose the view for
No.
me if it has it in it because 'cause I'm just like, you can talk about it, but, like and 100% about victims and, like, hearing everybody's story. I don't wanna watch it. And I mean, yeah. No. No, no. No, no,
No,
no, no.
no, I think the only exposure that we should have to any kind of sexual violence is hearing true stories from victims.
Mhm.
And that's it.
That's
We
it.
shouldn't be glorifying it. We shouldn't be Hollywoodizing it.
No.
We shouldn't be performatizing it.
There it is.
Help.
Performatizing? I like it. Keep it.
It just no.
No. So, and that's not where I want my children to learn what
Yes.
sex
Yes.
is.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
that is kind of like I think that was like kind of my first time
Yeah.
seeing that. And I was like, I want no part of that.
Yeah. And that's the foundation
If
of
that's
how
what
your
like,
brain
yeah.
creates perception of.
Yeah. None of the
Sex?
women are having a good time there.
Nope.
Even Kelly from Jerry Maguire. Like,
No.
she's
not having a good time.
well, I mean, she faked it real good, but I mean, like, yeah, no, I was so I don't want them to be blindsided by that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But knowing that it's so easy for them to find
You know.
is so scary.
Yeah.
Scary. And I want to teach, my boys. I mean, it's such a fine, I want to teach them that it's not all about you,
Yeah.
but I don't know how to say it any other way. I'd be like, it's not about you, friend. Whoever your partner is, it's also about them.
I mean, there are lots of books for that for, later in life once they're
Good.
older. Lots of books about prioritizing your partner's pleasure before your own.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like a general, I think mindset shift that is probably really important, especially for partnerships that involve any females.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that because that's your intention, you'll find ways to impart that on them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And going back to what you were saying about how do you educate them about periods when they're not witnessing it firsthand? Do you sit them down and talk to them about it?
Yeah.
I think you'll find opportunities. I think you will be presented with opportunities to speak about it naturally. You just have to take advantage of them.
Yeah.
And the moment they show any kind of curiosity, you have to honor that and make that curiosity sacred and make them feel like they can continue to be curious because you're not going to shut any question down.
No.
You're too young to know that. You're not going to shy away from it. You're going to entertain it and allow that curiosity to stay. And you will find ways. And the first time isn't going to be perfect, but you will find ways to impart that wisdom.
Here's hoping.
And, we can always do a educational playtime at
I do when
Dot's house.
When a girlfriend of mine, she was younger than me, and her mom was over. We were at my parents' house, and I was having my period. I don't remember how the conversation, but I was in there. I was trying a tampon for the first time, and I was by myself in the house, and my friend was sitting outside, and it took a long time. I was in there for a very long time, not knowing that I had 3 holes.
Yeah.
Not knowing anything.
Yeah.
And God, I remember vividly her mom was like, "Do you want me to just come in there and show you? I'll come in there and show you." No, I'm not going to be weird about it. Don't need to be weird about it.
Yeah.
I'll come and show you. And I was like, "You're out your damn mind.
Yeah.
If you think I'm going to unlock this door for you right now."
Yeah.
No, babe, I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But I'll always remember that moment of trying to figure out a tampon for the first time. Because I was I think I was 12 or something. No, I was older than that. Maybe 14. I don't know. I'd never used one. I just used pads.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
So I was I'm not shoving anything up there.
No, I remember the first time I used a tampon. Oh my God, I remember it so vividly. It
hurt too.
It was
Oof.
yes, it hurt so bad. It was either because I was going into cheerleading and I knew that as a flyer, I knew I couldn't wear pads.
Just
that
the
just
wings.
was not, just the wings hanging out my briefs. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
I did as a drill team member.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't flying anywhere, but I definitely was where do I put my wings?
Well, and also we were going into competition season where there's just no. So, but I remember, oh God, it was so awful. I remember sitting in the bathroom, this is at my mom's house, and looking at the instructions, trying to read the diagram and being well, I don't fucking know where any of these body parts are. I see the picture, but how does that relate to me?
Yeah.
And then what I didn't do was put the applicator inside my body first. I put the applicator at the surface and then push the tampon in. So number 1, it didn't go in all the way.
Yep.
And number 2, I didn't have the applicator, that plastic coated applicator to go in smoothly before pushing the tampon further up. Yeah. I basically put the tampon was sitting at my vaginal opening and then just dry cotton tampon.
Yeah, I can feel it in my vagina right now. Yes. Yeah.
My brother had a roller hockey game or something. And so they were in the car waiting for me. And I was come on, come on, come on. I come running out. And then I had to sit in the car from Salem to Portland, which is a fucking hour, with a tampon, like with a dry ass tampon, like just sitting at
Barely in your vagina.
barely in my vagina. Horrible.
That's pretty gross.
Just
That's pretty
chafing.
rough.
No matter what position I was in, I couldn't
Yeah.
get comfortable. I couldn't sit in any way. Crossing my legs, horrible. Not crossing my legs, horrible. Sitting crisscross applesauce, horrible. Like there just was nothing I could do.
No, you just have a.
And I remember I was like uncomfortable and shifting around. My mom was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine." Like I just couldn't.
No.
I just couldn't.
No.
Yeah. No.
There is something when I put mine in. Not to get too TMI, but
We're already there.
come on, everybody.
If at this point we're too TMI, I don't know. Can't help anyone.
And it's how my anatomy is built. But if I put it in a certain angle,
Yeah.
it's like it's pushing on. God, it feels like my tailbone. Like it feels like I can feel like pressure pushing backwards.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? I can't figure out the angle though. Because also I'm not going to like sit there for a half an hour and be like, is it this way? Is it this way? Is it this way? Because you don't know until you push that tampon in.
And then you're like,
Ew,
that wasn't it.
That wasn't it. Yeah, it feels like you're like,
Yeah. 100%.
I'm glad I'm not alone in that because I was like,
No.
she's got like a weird tube or something.
No, that's also why I love free bleeding. Because I'm like, I don't have the patience to sit here and like make sure it's in exactly the right place to where it's not
No.
going to be horrible
Yeah.
until I have to take it out and replace it with another one.
They have gotten smart though with the period underwear. Like I see a lot of
It's the best.
companies
It's the best.
doing them, which
Highly
is
recommend.
great. I'm sure they're not
Highly
all
recommend.
made the same.
No, they're
you know,
not.
and there's a lot of who use like chemicals that shouldn't probably be
Yeah, there have been
in
some
the air.
lawsuits. Yeah.
Your vaginas.
Yeah.
But
Or your vulvas.
sorry, your vulva.
Either one. Your vagina also.
All of it.
All of it.
And your anus. It's there too.
That's right.
See
That
it right?
anal sphincter.
Come on, you little chocolate starfish.
Some of the most
you balloon knot.
some of the most tendy skin we have on our whole bodies. We don't want to put yucky stuff around that.
No, already yucky stuff comes out. So like,
Yeah, that's enough.
give her a break.
Give her
give
a
that-
break. Give her a break. Break her off a piece of that.
anus juice. Ew. That's the grossest thing I've ever
If we don't
said.
end it there.
Anus juice.
Hashtag not a bumper sticker.
That won't be on our
not
mugs.
ours anyway. That might be someone's bumper sticker. It's not ours.
Anus juice? No, that's for some, I don't know, gay company. I don't know. Anyway, it could be a great lube.
Ooh.
Anus juice?
I mean, the hard thing is like what it implies. It's just like, that's not a good, yeah.
It's too much. We've gone too far.
We've gone too far.
But we'd love to hear from you guys because I know this is probably one of those topics that I mean,
Yeah, you guys are going to love
you
or
don't
hate
want to like
this.
talk about on the playground. But
No.
like, I know I have so many questions. I mean,
Yeah. And also, I would rather have my child say vulva on the playground than hoo-hoo or chi-chi or like any of the creepy things.
my special bits. Yeah. My back door.
Nope. Nope.
Or
Nope.
my front door.
No. If
All
we
of it.
just use anatomically correct terms,
We do that.
there shouldn't be
Yeah.
any problems.
We weren't talking about my pieces. That's your penis.
Yeah.
I have a vagina.
Yeah.
And getting over my own, like gut reaction.
Discomfort. Yeah.
And my own discomfort. And Pat and I have had that conversation many a time where it's like, we're going to use anatomical terms.
Yeah.
We're going to have some uncomfortable conversations. I don't know if they've asked him about the baby making.
Mm.
Or if I was just the lucky one and have been the lucky one. But when Finn was 5, it was like, he was just so curious.
Yeah.
He was so curious. And I know, Dot's 5.
Yeah. And I think that curiosity, like the more we try to suppress that curiosity, the more we're stigmatizing it for them.
Yeah.
We're telling them it's not okay to be curious about literally the origin of human
How
existence.
how
That's
people
fucking
get here.
bananas. That's bananas.
Yeah. Eventually we'll talk about also, I'd love your thoughts on heaven and hell.
Oh,
Because
girl.
we've gotten a lot of that.
Ooh.
as of late.
Yeah.
Which is, I'm like, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. I do.
Yeah. That's a good, yeah. We'll bookmark that one for the near future. Because Dot also recently was asking a lot about that.
Yeah. But we'd love to hear from the fam, the
Yeah.
community.
Hey guys, how do you feel about having the where do babies come from? Talk with your kids. Or how did you experience it when you were kids?
I would love to hear that too. Yeah. So places you can send that is our email. It's nothing, it's everything podcast@gmail.com, or Instagram, which is it's nothing, it's everything pod,
Yeah.
which, just send it to your family. Would love a share on the
Yeah,
on the
oh
gram.
my
We want
God.
some more followers on there. It would be nice. And or our Facebook group, different than our Facebook fan page.
Yeah, come to the group where we can actually talk to each other.
Yeah. But otherwise,
And also, if you made it this long, you're the fucking best. This is a banger.
this is a
This
banger.
is a banger. Thanks for being here,
I
guys.
learned so much. Okay.
All right.
See you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday. Okay, bye.
I don't know how to do anything after anus juice.
Hashtag anus juice.